My name is Joshua. I'll be presenting our first part of our project, which is Financial Analytics App Project. So this section introduces our mission, priorities, work agreement, and backlog. Basically, how we prepared and organized our work as a team and for development. So on to the next slide. We could see the team lift up, which is the mission and vision. So our mission was to collaborate, design and build a model that is reusable, um, to build a module reusable set of Python functions for financial analysis. And our vision was to extend that mission by creating a streamlined dashboard that integrates everybody code and gives a clear and visual view of financial performance. So for our success priority, we um, we identified three success priorities for our project. So we looked into the functional deliveries, which is completing all 6 user stories from user 1 to user 6, which was assigned to 3 different people, which was assigned to us as a team. So we looked into the process excellence as well, which is following agile best practice through Tiger tracking and clear commit messages. So for team velocity, we maintain consistent communication, avoiding merge conflict using future branch and workflow. So moving to the work agreement which we had as a team, our working agreement guided us how we collaborated effectively. We worked strictly on future branches, include user stories, IDs in commit messages, used peer reviews before merging. We updated our tax status regularly in Niagara as well. And we kept our workflow very structured and transparent. So to the definition of done, which is the DOD, we defined our definition of done to make sure each story meets quality standard before moving forward. A tax was marked done only when all acceptance criteria were met. The branch was merged into develop and Tiaga tax was moved to done column. So this helped us as a team to maintain accountability and consistency across team. So moving forward to the product backlog, which is the final slide which I'll be presenting. Next slide. So for the product backlog, this our product backlog, which outlines all 6 user stories for our financial analytics app. Each story represents a key feature from data cleaning and inflow and outflow analysis to my own task, which is the user story 5, which is temporal trend analysis, which tracks monthly growths and seasonalities. And for the final story, which is the user 6, all which integrated the whole work into like a dashboard. So this whole project which we did overall, this first 6 slide shows how our team prepared, put together clear explanations, worked collaboratively using agile practices to build the financial analytics app, which worked out effectively for us at the end. So moving forward, I'll be handing over to my team, Diego, to keep it going.
Okay, thank you, Joshua. As we saw, we have different user stories. Each user story aims to an objective of the project. As we can see, as data analyst, we have to take care of different parts of a company, and different positions, like for financial manager, executives, analysts, sales managers, strategists, and business users. There's a different task and different codes that we have to develop for these user stories, and we have to upload them all to our repositories. So as we can see in this table, we assigned the US 1 and 2 to Diego. the US 3 and 4 to Avinash, and the US 5 to Joshua, and the US 6 to Wilson. Um, they all have slightly different acceptance criteria, but basically all of them has have to be developed, correctly developed and tested. They all have to be uploaded to the repository. They all have to be already. We have to make the pull request and the final commit to have it successfully uploaded to our repositories. So the story point estimates for each one will be 5 story points for US1, 3 story points for the US 2, 3, and 4, 5 story points for US 5, and 8 story points for the US 6, giving us a total of 27 story points. Then for our commits history, as we can see in this bar chart, we have made 6 commits in the first week in our first sprint, and 3 other commits in our second sprint in the second week. And for the commits history, we have our develop branch, which is the black line, and our main branch, which is the blue line. And for all our user stories we created and uploaded work in the different branches for each of our user stories, as we can see in different colors in our commits history here. And then for the next part, I uh, let Avinash do the next part.
Right. So we tracked our project using the Tiger online software. So the first thing we did was, as we had 6 user stories, we entered that on our Scrum backlog. And we also entered 2 additional steps. So it came up to 8. The first step we added was team formation and liftoff. And also we added the presentation that we're presently doing. So sprint 0 was our liftoff. That's the first slide you just looked at. So this is the sprint 0, where we tracked our team liftoff. Then we did our user stories 1 to 5. We broke up our work into actually 2 separate sprints. So our first sprint was users 1 to 5, which Diego just discussed how we broke it up to each other and how we worked on different branches. This was to track every branch as we moved along, and each person had to track if their work was in progress, if it was ready for test, or if it was closed, and they moved things along like that. Now, the other part was, our final thing is the integrated financial dashboard in Streamlit. That was our second sprint, which was done by Wilson, the coding, and he adjusted his coding on his branch and that, taking all of the other branches in consideration. Now, we also tracked everything. Next slide. No, next slide. Next slide. Right. So here we use a Kanban board to track our project as we moved along. So this is when we were in the mid of our first sprint, where we were tracking user US stories 1 to 5, US 1 to 5, where we in progress. As we committed, well, before we commit, we were ready to test, we moved everything ready to test, and each person did that. Although we don't have a slide showing that, that's what we did. And from that, we moved it to done after we had peer review, and we did our pull request and put it into the develop stream. And this was at the end of the project, at the end of the two scrums. So here we have it, and then we at this Kanban board shows that we are at step 5, which is our sprint reflection and video presentation, which we are presently doing. Now I'll pass on to Wilson to show the final of our works and final thoughts.
Thank you, Abby. Here for the final project, we are presenting our final result of the overall project with a interactive dashboard which present every single part of work of each user story, including different cards, the KPIs, key performance indicator, and as Joshua mentioned, uh, the timeline of this information as one of the each of one of the users case or user story asked. Finally, for the reflection, I won't jump this part because it's showing us simply the organization of the works, the modularity of the project. But here, for the end, we want to close up saying that the methodology allow us to show the methodology in and organize the work in a modular way, so we can reuse different parts of the coding in different sort of periods. Also, we can integrate in modules and organize all the project in a easy way to follow with the methodology. Adaptive leadership was important in this project, but also we face some challenges like a learning curve of the team, of course, the team synchronization as we had different schedules. It was difficult to have daily meetings, which impacted on the communication for sure, and we had some bottlenecks as well. What we will do better for the next time, we try to think so often, more often than now, and empower the different teams, probably working on pairs for the developers to work on that. We want to thank you, the team, for the results and the experience, and the professor for the instructions and the leadership. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, I think